MAC212. Today's tutorial happens to be the very first tutorial on the course MAC212. We're going to be taking our very from communication. For those of us who are new to the stream, let's go to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also um, do well to use the comment section to say hello, hi, good evening. That's where you're streaming from. And for those of you that are not aware, we have a practice class where we're working through all your courses throughout the semester. Yes, we do. And if you want to join, I recommend you join. Do reach out to me on www.tutorials.com. Then you get to the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner. Takes you directly to my DM. What has been said, let's all share into it. Okay. So we have MAC212. It's one of the majors for students in the Department of Mass Communication. Okay. It's all about mass communication, and as we have it on the thumbnail, the very first topic we are taking for today is communication. Perhaps this word is not new to us. Okay, it is not new to us at all. Something we've been hearing, most especially we treated this course in our 100 level first and second semester. We touched it even in 20 level first semester. It was also discussed, if I'm not mistaken. So when we talk about communication, what are we talking about in essence? Okay, communication. What are we talking about in essence? Now, it's not a new word, and it's something we must have heard of at the point or the other, and basically we understand something about the term communication. But we're looking at different communication from different angles and how it relates to the course, right, for tonight. Now, when we talk about communication, right, let's see it as a concept, right, and this concept parades a lot of definitions, okay, but we are going to take a look at various definitions of communication. All right, it's important for us to trace the origin of this term communication. Now, the term communication is derived from what? The Latin word, all right, communicate, all right, communicate, derived from the what? Latin word, okay, communicate, all right. Communicate. Now, it means to what? To share, all right, which means this means actually to what? To share. And also, we can trace the origin of this word, all right, to a French origin as well, which says communist, all right, communist, all right, which means common. Now, according to Akalugo in 2003, says communication simply means what? The sharing of what? Meaning. All right. Now, we've been able to get the fact that the fact that the origin, communication has its origin, all right, in the French, in the Latin, and the French word. I think I should have written this, the French word, all right, and the Latin word. The Latin word happens to be communicare, which is to share, and the French word communis, which is common. Now, but according to what Akalugo said in 2003, Akalugo said communication simply means what? To share. Are we together? Now, it is also important of communication that there are a series of importance of communication that we cannot overemphasize. Good evening, Miss Chinaza. It's great to have you on board. But are you doing this course? Miss Chinaza, is your course not, are you not from the Department of Peace and Conflict Resolution? This is basically the course for the Department of Mass Communication in their 200 level second semester. Miss Chinaza, are you doing this course? Now, let's get back to it. The importance of communication cannot be what? Overemphasized. Now, Bill et al., all right, says that communication serves as an instrument for what? Social interaction. An instrument as important, all right, that is used for what? Social interaction can indeed not be what? Overemphasized. The importance of such an instrument can indeed not be overemphasized. So now, who said that? Now, that is what we have Bill, all right, it's all right, says the importance, okay, the importance of communication cannot be overemphasized. Therefore, it is seen as what? It serves as an instrument of what? An instrument of social interaction. Now, we have that as that. Let's take a step further. Okay, just trying to adjust my note here. Now, now this instrument helps us to what? Understand ourselves. Okay, help keep in touch with each other. All right, and help us understand situation. Now you see how important this instrument is. Okay, now human communication falls under two categories. Having known how important communication is and how much it has to offer, let's talk about how, all right, this instrument is being what? Categorized, all right, according to level of importance and relevance. All right, according to level of importance, it is categorized that human language or human communication, I mean to say, all right, human communication falls under two broad categories. First, we have the verbal, okay, verbal, and we have the non-verbal, all right, communication. So now, when we talk about the verbal communication, what are we talking about in essence? Verbal communication is a kind of communication which is done, your guess is as good as mine, okay, at this level of educational Okay, I think we are back. Sorry about that. Thank God I got to notice that very quickly. So now, thank God. So let's go back straight into it. Can we hear me? Just confirm the audio very quickly. Now, we've been talking about communication. We talked about just a quick one to be sure we are all on the same page. We talked about the fact that communication has its origin in the Latin word communicare and the French word communis. The Latin word communicare simply talks about to share. The French word communis means common. Okay? Now, according to Sibyl et al. Says that the instrument called communication is very important, and the importance cannot be what over, all right, emphasized in the sense that this instrument is very useful and most importantly required for social interaction. Definitely, people must communicate, okay? And that instrument that enhances the communication that goes on between people is what we refer to, the interaction that goes on between people is what we refer to as communication, according to CBL. Okay. And also, we need to understand that human communication falls under two broad categories. These categories happens to be the verbal and the non-verbal communication. And we spoke about the verbal communication. We said it is a kind of communication that is attained or achieved through the use of words. All right, the use of words, I beg your pardon. And secondly, the opposite of verbal communication is non-verbal. And I believe your guess is as good as mine, is the opposite. And it says this is the communication that you do without, all right, necessarily using words. Now it says here that on the other hand, non-verbal communication is a form of communication which is carried out without speech. All right, the form of communication done without speech. Okay, please, as you join the stream, do well to say hello, do well to say hi, let us know where you're streaming from. And perhaps if I've said something you seem not to understand, just let me know in the comment section. Now, so far, we've been able to talk about the broad categories of communication. Now, under these categories, we have a subcategory. And under these subcategories, we have what we call, under this non-verbal communication, there's a subcategory. And the very first thing we have under it is what we call tactile communication. Right? This is the kind of communication that is done, all right, tactile communication. This is the kind of communication that is done by what? Touching, okay? Motions, all right? Get to touch, probably get to tap, it's a communication that has to do with that. We also have the sign, okay? Sign, I believe you can see what I have here. Yeah, I think I need to adjust my camera a bit so it can actually cover everything. Yeah, I think it's better now. Now we have the sign, all right? We have example of that. We have the road, traffic. Okay. We have signs, signs and symbols just to communicate. And we have object, we have actions, we have generic factor communication, like the shape of head, the body proportion, the skin color. Okay, all these are basically the subcategories of the non-verbal communication. All right. And here we are also told that communication can also be otherwise said to be as intrapersonal, all right, interpersonal, group communication and mass communication. So let's talk about this as we go through the next um, set of points and expand on each of them. I believe they are not actually new to us. I fact that they are not actually new to us, but one thing we need to understand that different points can be made or can be interpreted differently. Now, when we talk about the intrapersonal communication, this is the kind of communication that observes the transfer of information within an individual. So we have the likes of soliloquy, all right? Soliloquy, soliloquy, all right? This is the kind of communication that we can refer to as intra, all right, personal, all right, communication that happens within, all right, an individual. I believe a lot of communication goes on. Even the Bible says that the mouth speaketh in the abundance of the heart. That means even before you say a word, you've spoken like 10 to 20 in your mind already. All right. So that process, okay, that communication that goes on in your head. Okay, should I do this? Should I not do this? What should I do? Should I greet this person? Should I say hello? Should I? All this communication is what we refer to as soliloquy or intrapersonal kind of communication. Okay. So we also have the interpersonal, which is the opposite. All right, the opposite of intrapersonal. Now, this interpersonal communication is also known to be the what? The face-to-face. All right, the face-to-face communication. All right, is communication that happens between persons. All right, between persons, and just like we have the group communication, self-explanatory communication that happens within. All right, where we have more people come together with a view of achieving a specific goal. All right, we have people coming together, people working together to achieve something. Communication must be effective, definitely, because two cannot work together except they agree. So therefore, that agreement to come for the agreement to be effective, there has to be what we call effective communication. Because how can it be effective? How can it be properly done if you don't have a proper understanding? And how can this understanding be uh, be achieved is by communicating effectively. Okay, so we have the group communication, and it likes the very good examples of the group communication are. Okay, I believe you're on the same page now. Can we hear me? Okay, can we hear me? Okay, I believe you're on the same page now. Can we hear me? Yeah, I think we're live. Okay, awesome. So just like we have the soliloquy, we have the face-to-face and soliloquy, all right? Words and opposites, opposites. So we have the group and the mass communication. The group is more like persons, like a group of people, a reasonable amount of persons working together, like we said in the office and the church. But we'll talk about mass communication. Mass, like MASS. We're talking about a lot of persons, all right? A lot, probably countless, all right? Communication targeted at countless number of persons, countless number of people, okay? Then we are talking about mass communication. Please, as you join the stream, do well to smash like button. It's very important. you're unable to do that, basically because you are yet to sign into YouTube. YouTube will not allow you to do anything on their platform if you have not been verified. And how do you get verified? Just you need to sign in. All right. It's as simple as using your email to sign in, probably create an account with them, something, and you're good to go. So do how to do that. And so you can use the comment section like Miss Chinaza and at dawn. Okay, said hello, good evening to hello, good evening. Like Mr. Jackson has also dropped the comment, so you can also do the same. So we have the mass communication is unique. Why? Its messages is often general and targeted at a what? Very large audience. At a what? A very large audience. All right, targeted at a very large audience. Okay, so it is anonymous in nature. All right, so it's basically to who it might concern. It's not so. Some in most cases, all right, there are cases whereby there are specific information targeted at specific kind of people. All right, and it can also be mass. So we have that as that. So now one thing we need to understand that before the introduction of modern means of communication in Africa, all right, African had a solid communication, all right, superstructure in place known as the traditional or trado communication. All right, so we'll stop here for today. So our next class, we'll be talking about the trado communication as we will take more points and expand on things. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to gain something in today's class. For those of us who are new to the stream and for those of us who doesn't know, we have a private class where we walk you through all your courses without leaving any stone unturned. If you're not there, you're missing out a lot. Do also reach out to me today on www.style.com. Get to the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner. Takes you directly to my DM. And like you can make your inquiries and I can definitely add you up to the private class. With it being said, right, all a wrap for today. Bye for now.